everybody. If you don't know my name, Dr. Ehler did just say it, but I'm Autumn. Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And I want you guys to remember today to be patient and let your commander guide you. Be patient and let your commander guide you. So when I was young, my grandmother, a woman who I promise is very loving and kind and shorter than I am, would always tell me growing up to never pray for patience, but to instead pray to be strong and courageous. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this, someone telling you not to pray for patience, like a grandparent, a parent, close friend, whatever. I was told this pretty regularly, but for very specific reasons. My grandma, she'd always say, Autumn, never pray for patience, because if you do, God will give you a bad husband and 6 kids. So, I'm not joking, that is what she would say. And so logically, I've never prayed for patience until very recently, and I'm as impatient as can be. But I like to think that I'm pretty strong and courageous because I think I have that going for me. Hopefully, if I ever marry, my husband's been praying for patience because I need plenty. Also, don't worry about my grandma. She's happily remarried. My grandparents are doing fine. It's good. We love them. They're fine. In Proverbs 16:32, it says, better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. So, when I was reading this proverb in preparation for this sermon, what kept coming to my mind was this idea of a warrior. And then you see this prior implication of patience, and I think in our culture we don't really connect those two. We see warriors in media and movies, and we see these strong, brave, courageous individuals just charging forward into battle. I personally think of heroes or heroines, superheroes and Spartans, really tough people. But we see this implication of being patient heightened over being a warrior that might be seen as reckless, might be seen as just taking charge without kind of listening to listening to a commander as we would see in our culture. But here in this passage, it's being highlighted to be patient over being a warrior, to have self-control instead of taking a city. Like I said, be patient and let your commander guide you. The emphasis on God's wisdom in Proverbs 16, and especially here in our relation to relying on God's wisdom, undermines any kind of personal autonomy in our choices to pursue knowledge, wisdom, power, really anything like that, because we aren't supposed to just pursue those things out of our own volition, for our own selfish reasons. We pursue knowledge and wisdom following God as our commander. So what is patience? I think in this passage, what's really being emphasized here is a lifestyle. It's not just a definition you can find online. It's choosing every day to submit your desires and your will to God, to depend on a God who is really guiding us and commanding us in the best way possible. It's trust and faith, obedience and confidence in Him and not in ourselves. I don't think this passage is saying being a warrior in general is bad, because there are certainly times where it's good to stand up for what you believe in because it's what God believes in, where you're going forward into battle because you want to see God's justice prevail and not to see your own selfish ambitions won. You don't just fight to fight, you're fighting for God's goals. But here, what's being analyzed is, why are you fighting? Are you fighting against what God's decreed? Are you fighting against patience and resisting that self-control that you need to submit to your commander? Or are you fighting your own selfish desires for what you want in the moment that is now, and not just waiting? Personally, these are questions I've wrestled with my entire life, and I'm sure will continue to come up in my life as time goes on. But I'm choosing in this moment to set down my sword at the feet of my commander and say, God, I'm letting you guide me, I'm letting you defend me, I'm letting you lead me until you tell me it's time to lift up my sword for the right cause, for the right goal. I'm choosing to be patient and let my commander guide me and fight for me. Now, I hope after some reflection on this passage that you guys are able to do the same. That you're able to see God as your commander and see Him leading you and guiding you in all that you're doing in your life right now. I'd love to pray with you guys. So you guys can bow your heads and close your eyes. Father God, thank you so much that we are able to trust you, to know that you go before us and you command us, God, that we can submit our ways to you and know that you have our best interests in mind. Help us today to lay down our swords at your feet and to follow your lead. Amen.
Come on.